Hi, everybody. It is I, Patrick, with awesome PowerPoint workshop for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is good about PowerPoint. What is good about PowerPoint? PowerPoint is a great visual way to show your speech, to give pictures, to back up what you're saying. What can be bad about PowerPoint? Well, PowerPoint can be bad in a lot of ways. It can be used as a crutch. It can be used as a way for people to not have to actually think about their speech by just reading off the PowerPoint. It can give too much information and give an information overload to your audience. So there's a lot of bad things that can happen with PowerPoint. So what I want to talk about today are some ways to use PowerPoint effectively. So here are some PowerPoint tips. Tip number one, hide the magic. The worst thing you can do when you're giving a PowerPoint is to show everybody your files that are on your flash drive or in your email or whatever. You don't want to do that. So there's always a way to blank or black out a screen so that people can't see what's going on behind the scenes. You want to make sure you do hide the magic. The second thing you really want to make sure is that you don't have a title slide on your PowerPoint. No title slide. You don't need your name unless you're doing a very specialized kind of presentation where people are coming to see you who maybe don't know you. But if you're in class, you definitely don't need it. Most business presentations don't really need such things either. You really want to keep your PowerPoint simple. You'll notice there's a lot of words on my PowerPoint up here. This is because I'm teaching. I'm using PowerPoint as a teaching tool. Using it as a tool for public speaking is very different. We want to mostly use images, but not words. So images like over here are great, but words like over here are not so great when it comes to a speech. If you do use words, you want to control them like I'm doing right now. You notice that I'm making words appear and disappear one at a time, so that way people can focus on what I'm saying without having to look at everything that's coming up just like that. And that's a really big problem with people. If they do use words, they put them all up at one time. You do want to avoid complicated charts and graphs. Generally, charts and graphs are bad to have with PowerPoint at all, so you want to avoid that at all, if at all possible. If you want a simple design, now you'll notice over here I have a little circle and the little lines on the edge. There's lines over here on this edge as well. All of that is the actual design of the PowerPoint. There are a lot of different designs you could do, and it doesn't look as good if you have different designs. So let me just show you this without the design. I'll just take out, boop, boop, boop. Sorry, on the wrong place. I'll take out the background graphics, and we'll see it again. As you can see, there's no design, and it's not horrible, but it's not as appealing to look at as when you have those background graphics there. So if you're not sure how to make sure you have a good design, then definitely let me know so that I can help you out with that. But you want to have a simple design. You don't want lots of graphics all over the place. You want something really simple that you can barely notice. You want blank slides in between your PowerPoint. You want to be able to black out your presentation in between slides so that people are looking at you. You're controlling what they're looking at. You want to use pictures. If you have pictures, you do also have to cite them. But use pictures, use clip art, things like that. If you do have graphic pictures that might offend or in some way make people feel uncomfortable, you should warn them about it. You should also, again, as I mentioned earlier, cite pictures, or if you have statistics or information or facts, you should also cite those on your slides. You want to cite the name of the website, not the URL, in a small text box at the bottom of the picture, and we'll show you a little bit about that later. Also, don't use the PowerPoint as a crutch. Don't deliver to the PowerPoint. Just deliver as you would normally and have the PowerPoint back you up. So we're going to take a look at some PowerPoints here from previous students. So let's take a look at this first one. It starts with a blank slide, which is good, but it's this off color like yellow slide. The best way to start is with a black blank slide. It makes it look like the screen is off altogether, which is a better effect. It doesn't draw the eye as much. As we can see, this person has no background, no graphics, no nothing. It's just words, kind of boring, doesn't look really great. I changed slides, and it's another blank slide, but it's different color, which is a little distracting, honestly. So I'm not a big fan of this PowerPoint at all. I think they don't really utilize what PowerPoint is good for. I do like this image here. I think the image of the logo is nice. And then the image of this logo is nice, but that's about the only good things I can say about this PowerPoint. Everything else is just not very strong. So that's the first PowerPoint. This next PowerPoint is also a problematic. You notice, first of all, there's a title slide. The title slide gives away your speech. You don't want to tell the audience what your speech is about until you're ready to tell us what it's about. Also, you'll notice there's this background with light lettering, And actually, this is even totally light. It's kind of hard to see if it was in a classroom situation, a lot harder to see. It's not so bad right here, but it's definitely not great in a classroom. Way too much information. If you're gonna have a citation down here, you should have a date for this site, these websites as well, so we know when this is from. Um, and there's some good pictures, but overall, just a little too much in there. On this PowerPoint, I actually had a great idea showing the picture of this person that they're telling a story about. However, they misspelled Japanese, which really makes the person look not very intelligent. And it's not that this person is dumb, but this definitely did not help things. Another great picture showing what happened after she had an injury. Again, misspelling traumatic is spelled wrong here. There's a piece of information which I don't think is horrible, but I don't think you need. And if you're going to have it, you do have to have a citation somewhere on the slide for that. Also need a citation for this. I don't think all of these images are necessary, but it's not horrible. I just don't think you need as many words. Charity's misspelled here. You got to make sure you're checking your spelling. And they end with the story about Rachel again with another picture of her, which I think is a very good thing to go, good way to go. All right, next show here is this thing where see how things are transitioning in and out like that. First of all, it doesn't look good. It's kind of flourishy and not necessary and distracts the audience. So I don't think you should do that. Plus, you're talking about a really serious topic here, and this happens. Woo woo! It says it's not serious. It's not fun. Okay. So avoid that. Avoid a lot of words. See, that's a really complicated little chart here with lots of stuff going on in there. I would probably avoid that. You have too many pictures going on. You have a cartoon, and the cartoon is just going to distract people. So you don't want to put stuff up here that's going to distract your audience. Way too much information, too many words. I'm okay with these pictures overall. So we're getting better. The next one starts with a blank slide. So this is actually the first slide of the next presentation. And it's about breast cancer. And so they have this image, which I think is a great image, but you have a lot of words here, which I don't think we need words. In fact, I really discourage words on your PowerPoint altogether. See how they have this Courtesy of Egypt guidebook down here? That's good for that image. I like that. This is a cancer cell. This is really what PowerPoint's about. There's no way I could describe this cancer cell in words. This is something that has to be seen to really, really understand it. And so that's why a great use of a slide right there. Notice that there's blank slides in between each of these. Blank slide here. But the blank slide here is a white slide. So first of all, it's inconsistent. But second of all, it draws the eye when you're in an audience. So you don't want to have a blank slide that's a white. I like this logo here. I like showing the founder of the organization. This is the kinds of words I don't mind so much. Pictures of the race, which is great. I don't like this because of the image that's moving over here with the sparklies. That tends to be distracting. This is way too much information. Look how much writing is on this slide. Way too much information overload for the audience. Another blank slide here, and then really great final image. Wear a pin for me on Monday. The former student of mine had breast cancer and was promoting breast cancer awareness, which is really great. This is the best slideshow I'm about to show you right now. Again, this one started with a blank slide. So this is a blank slide right here. And right here what we have is talking about the cervical cancer awareness, which is what this person's speech was about. I believe the next slide is of a graphic nature, so just be aware. I'm going to show this. I'm not going to show it very long. And what we have here is a person who has advanced human papillomavirus, or HPV, which is the virus that also causes cervical cancer. And the example we just saw was a person with advanced HPV, which is the potential danger of HPV, obviously. I'm not going to show it again. If you're going to show a graphic picture, show it briefly. I feel like I had to show that because there's no way I could have described that in words. This next slide is great because what the person was trying to make a point of is that this affects everybody. We think it doesn't affect us, but ultimately it does. And this is really important for us to realize. So these are all the blank faces of the brothers and sisters and the husbands and wives and mothers and daughters and the people that are affected by it that you don't realize are affected by it. Another blank slide here. Good. Talk about the HPV vaccine. I'm okay with a few words like that. Another blank slide here. This was the last slide of the presentation, and this is the best slide of all. It's talking about how people who are suffering from a disease like HPV or cervical cancer need somebody to hold out their hand and just be there for them and show support. That's such a wonderful message, and I love this so much. It's such a great final image for the final slide of the PowerPoint. So just to sum up, Use PowerPoint effectively. Use it in a way that will enhance your speech and not detract from it. If you have any questions, let me know. I think you all have a great potential to do great slideshows and for PowerPoints for this class, and I look forward to seeing them. Thanks.